The Smilodon, saber-toothed cat, the icon of prehistoric nightmares. Those canines, 28 centimeters of curved death, built not for biting, but for surgical strikes to the throat. This wasn't a chaser, it was an ambush artist. Muscles packed into a frame built like a tank, stalking Ice Age America with the patience of a statue and the explosion of a landmine. It didn't need to run fast. When you have knives for teeth, speed is optional. Mammoths, bison, giant sloths. Nothing was safe when the saber-tooth decided dinner time had arrived. But then the ice melted, the megafauna vanished, and the greatest assassin of the Pleistocene starved into legend. The saber may have dulled, but its shadow still cuts through time. And while the saber-tooth ruled the Americas across the ancient oceans, something far larger was circling. Megalodon beneath the waves of the Miocene, a shadow longer than a bus glides through the blue. The Megalodon, the largest shark to ever exist, 18 meters of pure calculated hunger. Its teeth alone were the size of your hand, and it had 276 of them, arranged in rows like a conveyor belt of death. It didn't hunt fish, it hunted whales, entire whales. Bite force estimated at 18 tons, enough to crush a car like a soda can. For 20 million years, nothing in the ocean challenged it. Then the climate cooled. Prey migrated, food chains collapsed, and the king of the deep disappeared 3.6 million years ago. But every now and then, a massive tooth washes ashore, and we remember the ocean once belonged to something far more terrifying than anything alive today. Yet long before sharks ruled the seas, the land had its own titanic terror. Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Cretaceous period, 68 million years ago. The ground trembles. The T-Rex has arrived. 12 meters long, 6 tons of muscle, bone, and rage. Its bite, the strongest of any land animal ever, 12,800 pounds per square inch. Enough to puncture steel. Those tiny arms? Irrelevant. When your jaws can crush a triceratops skull, you don't need hands. It wasn't just a predator, it was the apex of apex predators. King of the dinosaurs, emperor of extinction. Vision sharper than an eagle, sense of smell that tracked prey across miles, and a stride that covered 6 meters per step. Then a rock fell from space, the asteroid that ended an era. The king didn't bow out, he was erased, but his legend, immortal? And in the skies above, another giant cast its shadow. Argentavis, soaring across the skies of Argentina 6 million years ago, a shadow blots out the sun. The Argentavis, the largest flying bird to ever exist, wingspan of 7 meters, weighed as much as a human, and yet it flew. Not by flapping, but by gliding on thermals like a living sailplane. It didn't need to chase, it simply watched, waited, and descended like death from above. Rodents, small mammals, carrion, nothing escaped its gaze. Some believe it could snatch prey mid-run and swallow it whole. A flying apex predator that ruled the pampas with talons and patience. But as the climate shifted and prey dwindled, even the Sky King fell. The Argentavis vanished, leaving only fossils and the question, what would it feel like to live in a world where the sky itself was hunting you? Back on the ground, a different kind of terror prowled the forests. Andrewsarchus. In the jungles of Mongolia 45 million years ago, something massive moved between the trees. The Andrewsarchus, the largest mammalian carnivore ever to walk the earth. Picture a wolf. Now make it the size of a rhino. Skull alone, 83 centimeters long. Jaws built to crack bone, crush shells, tear through anything that moved. It wasn't graceful. It didn't need to be. When you're built like a nightmare freight train, elegance is irrelevant. Hoofed feet like a predator trying to cosplay as prey. Scientists still debate what it ate. Everything is the likely answer. Then the forest changed, the prey evolved, and the monster faded into myth. But its skull remains, a warning. Nature once built predators we can barely comprehend. And in the waters of South America, something even stranger lurked. Purussaurus, the rivers of the Amazon 8 million years ago. A shadow beneath the surface. 12 meters long, the Purussaurus, a caiman so massive it makes modern crocodiles look like house pets. Bite force estimated at 7 tons, stronger than a T-Rex. It didn't hunt fish, it hunted other predators. Giant turtles, early whales, anything foolish enough to enter its domain. The river was its kingdom, the muddy water, its cloak. It would wait, motionless, for days, then explode upward in a surge of teeth and death. For millions of years, nothing dared challenge it. Then the rivers dried, the wetlands shrank, and the titan of the Amazon became a fossil. But even now, locals whisper stories of monsters in the deep. Maybe they're remembering. Across the Ice Age plains, a different kind of hunter stalked in packs. Dire wolf. The late Pleistocene, North America. A howl echoes across the tundra. The dire wolf. Larger, heavier, and meaner than any wolf alive today. 68 kilograms of bone-crushing jaws and pack mentality. They didn't just hunt, they overwhelmed. Coordinated attacks on bison, horses, even young mammoths. Their teeth, built for cracking bone, not slicing meat. Scavengers and hunters in one brutal package. Found in the La Brea tar pits by the thousands. Preserved mid-hunt, mid-struggle, mid-existence. They dominated for 300,000 years. Then the megafauna collapsed. Their primary food source vanished. And unlike their smaller cousin, the gray wolf, the dire wolf couldn't adapt. Evolution doesn't reward size, it rewards flexibility. The dire wolf chose power, and power starved. But in the southern hemisphere, terror took a feathered form.